Hi, my name is Megan Kruger, and today I'm going to just do a little presentation on an author, Katherine Alice Applegate. Katherine Applegate was an American, or is, she's still living, sorry. She was born October 9th, 1956. She's an American young adult and children's fiction writer. She's really known for her adventure novels and science fiction, fantasy, those sort of genres. Her best known books are the series The Animorphs that she wrote with her husband, Remnants, Everworld, and then she wrote to the one and only Ivan that won a Newbery Medal in 2013. She is also known for her book The Home of the Brave and another series called Roscoe Riley Rules. So she's written a lot of series books. Katherine started out as a ghostwriter. She actually wrote a lot of books for Disney, like Aladdin and The Little Mermaid and stuff like that. So she feels, though, that she was made to be a writer. She is antisocial and she loves to make things up, and she just felt that she really had all the qualities to become a good writer. When she was younger, she hated reading. So when she was, like third and fourth grade, she didn't enjoy it at all, which is not really common of writers today. Most writers love to read when they were young. So that's pretty interesting of her. She read the book Charlotte's Web and fell in love with it. And that's when her love of reading and writing turned around for her. So she always tells people, it only takes that one book to really grasp you. So after she started ghostwriting these books, then she started her Animorph series with her husband. They co-wrote that. That was a really popular one. After that, she moved into writing single titles, books that had a beginning and a middle and an end. And she found that she wrote some really good and popular books, Home of the Brave and The One and Only Ivan and Crenshaw. But what she found common in all of these books, and especially her really good ones too, was to write a good book, she had to be passionate about something. And most often, she was mad about something. It was something that, was just driving her nuts, and she had to write about it. So it gave her that passion and that drive to write the book. In The One and Only Ivan, she had seen a gorilla that was trapped in a mall for 27 years, and it had just a TV in front of it. And so she was really mad about that, and that's where she wrote The One and Only Ivan. The gorilla is the narrator in that story. And when she wrote Crenshaw, she was appalled that 1 out of 5 kids in this country is food insecure. And so that was her drive to write that book. In Wish Tree, we were in the middle of an election, and, she was just really upset with how the world was at that point, and she wanted to promote, just stop hating, and she wrote that one very quickly. It was published very quickly, but it was popular. And she says, unfortunately, it resonates so well even now. She says, it's good that her book can relate right now, but still unfortunate that still is an issue. So I really liked that about Katherine Applegate, that she takes these issues that she's so passionate about and writes about it, and then hopefully and that's her way of changing the world and adding, or doing her part to hopefully make it better by people reading. Another thing that I like about her books is all the different narrators. She has a gorilla or a lovesick teenager or aliens or, all these different narrators, or a tree in the Wish Tree. So there's definitely, it's fun to read it because it's not just from a person. Or she's got a lot of really good reviews from people, but a lot of people talk about, to start, like, her covers are really neat and they grasp people's attention right away. It's really world building. She starts on these issues, and then she builds an entire world around it and develops these characters and the setting and the plot. And there's really strong characters. A lot of people talk about how, and then there's a solid message in each book, or something that she's passionate about, and she gets that across to people who read it. The simplicity of the language is another thing that book reviews like. So a lot of her books, they're meant for young adults, but for good readers, you can start, third grade, or some maybe less, but third and above. It's realistic fiction, so although she makes up a lot of this stuff, it is based on real issues, and a lot of people talk about her illustrations in each of the parts of the books, and that's really nice. And they love the adventure stories. Some I saw, like, some could be gruesome, so maybe it's, some of them you really have to know what book is appropriate for your child before you allow them to read them. But most often, her books are meaningful, and they have, just a lot of meaning behind her writing and what she's trying to get across. So, Applegate was born in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and since then she's lived everywhere, like Texas, Florida, California, Minnesota, Illinois, and North Carolina. And after living in Palermo, Italy for a year, she moved back to Irvine in Southern California, and that's where she is now. Her and her husband co-wrote a lot of books, including The Animorphs and Everworld. They have 2 daughters, and they have 3 pets. She's back. She is doing other things right now. On my poster, I did put a recent book that she wrote, Sometimes You Fly, which is a really good book, just about sometimes you gotta fall before you can fly. And it's one of those things that it's a good gift for people to, for graduation, stuff like that. And that's just been a really popular one and a good one. It pairs well with the Dr. Seuss book. Oh, no, I can't remember the name, but there's a Dr. Seuss book that people give out for stuff like that too. Applegate won the 2013 Newbery Medal for The One and Only Ivan, as I told you earlier. That was illustrated by Patricia Castello and published by HarperCollins. So that annual award is, granted by American Library Association. So that recognizes the previous year's most distinguished contribution to American literature for children. It's pretty big. The story is written from the viewpoint of the gorilla, and a lot of readers just really like the gorilla's eye view of the challenges that and the way that humans look at animals themselves. So, overall, Katherine Applegate is just a really good author, and she's listening to some of her book speakings and stuff at libraries and everything online. She's got a big heart, and she just has a love for writing. And she says it's really, really hard. So, but she tries to get people, if you want to write, she tells you, go out and write. But she does tell you there is a key to writing, and it's hard, and you have to rewrite and rewrite and rewrite. And even on her webpage, you'll see it's a wastebasket with a bunch of crinkled up papers in there, because it is, it's a process, and she, fully understands that. So, but that's my little spiel about Katherine Applegate. You'll have to check her books out. They're definitely popular. My son is a 4th grader. He loves The One and Only Ivan. That's the only one that he's read by her yet. So, but I'm excited to have him read some more from her, because she's just got, a sense of adventure and fantasy that can really grasp. And if you can get kids to like, like she said, it only took her, that one book, and then she had a love for reading and writing. So if you can just find that one book that kids enjoy, then we can get them all to love reading. So hope you guys learned a little bit about Katherine Applegate. See ya.